What does it take to be truly successful? Yeah, many of us have heard the phrase, success takes hard work. And yes, that's true. But there's got to be more to it than just that, right? Because there's so many people that we know who work hard, but would you classify them as being truly successful? And yes, I think there is something more to it. There's a missing piece that most people overlook. They're either just not aware of it or they think that they're doing it, but they're not. And without this piece, what ends up happening is that even if you do the work, you achieve the outcome, the goal, your success leaves you feeling lost, meaningless, unfulfilled. And so if you are someone who is looking for true success, the type of success that makes you feel alive, aligned, awake, energized, inspired, then that's what we're going to talk about in this video. A way to achieve true success, the steps, the mindset shifts that are needed that make success for you not just a possibility, but an inevitability. So with that, let's dive in. Hi, everybody. My name is Nahala. I'm an MIT-trained engineer, a former McKinsey business consultant, and so I know for most of my life, I was in these so-called structures of success, seeking success in a very traditional way, until I had an experience that kind of changed things for me, and I realized something was missing, led me on a journey that has brought me here. Today, I'm a spiritual teacher, and I'm also the president of Spiritual Tech Systems. We're a nonprofit that's focused on bringing awakening through technology and systems. So I want to share with you in this video some of the things about success that I've learned in the hopes that it helps you. So let's go back to the topic. What does it take to be truly successful? First of all, what is the definition of success? I looked it up, and there's a couple different ones. So one of them, success is the accomplishment of an aim or a purpose. Success is a favorable or desired outcome. Or one that I think is notorious, one that we hear, that we just accept and believe and good to question, is the attainment of wealth, position, honors, or the like. So if you've never thought about success and what your definition of success is, take a moment just to reflect and see if this aligns with what you feel. Okay, so now that we know what success is, how do we achieve success? So I think success takes two things. One, and I guess the video agrees, is if we put it into the context of success in terms of swimming across an ocean, first is knowing the direction that you're swimming in, right? So if the goal is to cross this ocean, then you have to know where the land is, right? You have to know the aim, the purpose, the goal, so that you can swim in that direction. And then number two is having the tenacity, having the grit to be able to keep swimming no matter what setbacks, what challenges, what obstacles may arise, to keep going. And this includes, if a big wave or a current comes and pulls you off course, to have that focus to come back. With that is measuring, right? So to know that if you're on track, are you actually heading in the right direction? Are you willing to adjust your strategy, adjust your course when you notice that the measurements are off, you're not actually going in the right way to reach your goal? A third aspect of this is also being able to let go of yourself. So if we think of, again, success as swimming in the ocean, there's a ton of limiting beliefs that slow you down. They're like weights that you're swimming with. These could be ideas, beliefs, stories about yourself that don't actually help you go towards your goal. And these would just be like sandbags that you're carrying with you. And if you let go of these limiting beliefs, you'll be able to actually reach your goal and get there much faster. having the tenacity, the grit to make the swim also involves having an open mind to see possibility. So let's say you're swimming and a ship goes by that's going in the same direction. It's having that humility and openness to see another way and say, oh, hey, you're going in the same direction as me. Can I get a ride? And that speeds you up. And the most important thing about the tenacity, actually making the swim, is having the consistency day in, day out to keep putting in your energy towards this goal, towards this purpose, to keep swimming in this direction. It's easy to see from the swimming analogy if you decide, okay, I swam for 10 days, now I'm tired, I'm gonna just float on my back. I'm still here in the ocean, it's no problem, just gonna take a break. And depending on how long you just float, there's other things going on in the ocean. There's currents, there's winds, and you floating on your back is literally like being a piece of driftwood. Like, who knows where you'll end up? Maybe you'll end up on an island somewhere, way further away from where you were trying to get to. So without the consistency, you won't be able to achieve success. Essentially, what it boils down to is to do whatever it takes, right? Aligned, of course, with your values and all those things. Or to put it into the phrase from Galaxy Quest, to never give up, never surrender. So those are the two things: knowing the direction that you're swimming in, and then having the tenacity, having the grit to keep swimming in that direction, no matter what comes up. And what I've noticed in myself and in others is that we kind of quickly skim through step number 1, knowing the direction that you're swimming in, and then really emphasize all our time, our energy, our effort into number 2, which is having the tenacity, or trying to build the tenacity, the grit, to make the swim possible, to endure the swim. So we focus on our productivity, read self-help books, try to wake up earlier, to push ourselves to do more, all these things, right? To kind of achieve success. And what happens to many is that they fail because they're not able to consistently muster up the energy that it takes to do all these things we talked about when the obstacles, the difficulties come up, as they inevitably will, when the excitement from the journey wears off. It's not just day 1 anymore. It's day 10, 50, 100, and there's a big wave that's coming, or you're really off course. Doing all those things that it takes to reach that goal is difficult. And the reason they're not able to muster up this courage, it's not their fault, it's not through lack of effort, but it's actually this fundamental piece that's missing. And the same is true if they did somehow have the strength, the tenacity, the will to really push through, to reach the place, to achieve the outcome. Then it's again that empty success. They reach the goal, but it's meaningless. It feels meaningless. And again, it ties back to this fundamental thing that's missing. And that is why you're swimming in the first place. So many people get preoccupied with the journey without asking the question of why. And it's an important one to ask. And I speak this from my own experience as someone who had certain ideas about what my life should look like, what my relationship should look like, the house that I lived in should feel like, and I had all these beautiful dreams. And I didn't really take the time to ask myself why I was going in the direction that I was going in. So yeah, many people have a direction, but why are they swimming in that direction? Why are you swimming in the direction that you're swimming in? Many people just inherit this direction without ever questioning it. It often comes from the ideas from our society that we've picked up, ideas from our parents, from our family, from our friends, the people that we spend time with, from the media, the books that we read, the movies, especially the movies we watched as kids. And we don't question the direction. And so I didn't question the direction. But when I got there, I was like, oh, this isn't it. This isn't where I was trying to go. I don't know where it is, but it's certainly not this. So if you are someone watching this video, and right, that you are quote unquote successful or on the path to success You get the tasks done, so you're productive, but you're looking for meaning in what you do. You're looking for true success. The first step is to pause, to do the deep inner work, to ask yourself what you really want, who you really are, not because it's what someone wants from you, someone expects from you, because it's your idea about how you see yourself, but from a deeper place. And that is the first step. That is the missing piece that many, many people overlook. Once you find that, so if you're someone watching this video who knows, you've done the work, you've looked inside, you've seen, okay, now I know. This is who I am. This is why I'm here. This is my calling. This is what I want to work on. You've discovered your work. You've discovered yourself. Now it's time to do it, right? So now you have to be able to make the swim. So you have to do both. You have to know your direction, but you also have to be able to make that swim. If you're not able to have the skills, the tenacity, the grit to actually get into the ocean and swim day after day, that consistency, then you won't succeed either. So it's so important to have this balance. We need both elements. We need both this inner intuition, this alignment piece that comes from, really taking the time to set on a direction, to see if it's an aligned direction, as well as this very physical, practical aspect that is us doing the tasks, building the discipline, having the consistency to work towards now this goal that we know is aligned for us. So it's really a balance between these two things. Once you are able to have both, you're able to wake up both sides of peace being, then you have your path to true success. And success becomes not just a possibility, but an inevitability as long as you keep going, you keep putting energy into this direction, then you will succeed. But the best part, when you do the first step, you do the inner work, there's a flow and alignment that comes into your life, and every step becomes fluid, and it helps you open up more and more. Like I said, there's so many aspects of this that we'll go into in other videos, like the limiting beliefs, actually being able to overcome these stories about ourselves, right? So we'll go through some of these techniques and all these things, but once you have this, you'll be able to, one, discover what you are here to do, what is your work, and then two, you'll have the skills, the energy, the potential, the strength to actually do the work and create it and find true success in the process. So if this message resonates with you, I invite you to like, subscribe, and please leave a comment letting me know how this video was for you and what are some topics that you'd like to explore. It's been wonderful being here discussing this today, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye. Take care.